Good morning, Steve Zelenardo here with Treviso Realty. We're in the new office. This is our new view. That's Bonita Beach Road right here. So just a mile and a half that way we are at the ocean. So this is awesome. This is actually the first day operating. We were operating in the afternoons, but now it's the first day we've actually gave up our lease there at Coconut Point, which is exciting. Let's talk about inventory right now. We're at 16,417 units, so just down slightly, about 100 and change from last week. And then closings are at 593 closings. Just remember, obviously, these are properties that have been under contract. Could have been the last 3 months, and now they've closed now. So again, what we're seeing with the market slow down. Clearly, June has been very, very slow. We're getting showings on our like resale listings. New construction slowed down a lot. I've talked to a few of the staff in like Polte Lennar and different communities, so they have slowed down as well. But we also want a little bit of this. We just a little bit embrace this little bit of slowdown. It's not like we're panicked, like the business is going to stop. We've been going pretty hard the first 4 months of the year, so it's a good, nice little time to relax, pull it all in, reorganize, and get back into it. Probably, hopefully, by like August, kids start going back to school. We can start going hard again. We're gonna kind of like pedal, like just lightly throttle the pedal for the next couple of months until we get into August. We're looking at also leasing right now. We're having a very slow down in rentals. And again, this is not just in rentals, it's also sales as well for this month. June is pretty much a useless month. This is the first experience I've had with it, to be honest, where we're getting, like we have I think 8 or 10 listings for lease all across, and these are properties that we've sold to clients as investment properties, and these are all across Fort Myers and into like Cape Coral and stuff like that. So ultimately, slow down. We get tenants, we get applications, and what's happening is even through Zillow, we get a lot of applications, and then we communicate with these potential leads, and we want to set up showings, and then ultimately we want them to fill out one of our applications for our different screening apps, which is more like in depth. It's going to give me credit score, income, obviously debt, felonies, past felonies, evictions. So it kind of gives us a checkup from the neck up, and I like that program. And when a tenant doesn't fill that program out, we know it's not going to be the right tenant for the home. So it's just right now a patience game, and we can't fiddle with the pricing either, because in one community we kind of control the market with 2-story homes, and there's no point of adjusting it because that's what we're getting. Let's say 3 months ago, 2 months ago, those were the prices that we were securing tenants at. So there's no point of adjusting that or doing anything with it, because Florida is a weird market where you can drop that price down to nothing and still not get it rented. It's just the flow of people. And what we do is we anchor one property at a lower price to bring in the leads to kind of filter in for the properties that are higher priced properties. And that's what we're doing with this one community, where we have one in the 2200s, and we're trying to get 24 to 2500 for the other units. And what we do is we use that to kind of like bring in leads, but at the same time, not even that's driving leads. And then if you look at all the 2 stories in the community, there's one at 2150, we're at 2299, I think one of them, and the rest are 2400. That one's actually been on the market a lot longer than even the last, let's say, rush of properties that we just leased out. It was at 2150, we were releasing it at 2400, and that's still on the market. So ultimately, either they're not paying attention to it and they're not securing the leads, or there's no flow at all. But anyway, we are on it. We're trying to get this done as fast as possible. This is going to be a patience game. Also for Dana Village, we have a few rental properties there. We secured tenants, and it's we specifically put in the contracts where it's first, last, and security. Currently in the market right now, we don't get last month, and I don't care about that too much, because it's going to be a series of checks through the year. So it's more like first and security, and then sometimes security you can't get that all up front because of affordability. If you're paying $3,000 for a property, if you did first, last, and security, it's $12,000. So we're doing first and security, and sometimes security you break it up into a few parts, like 2 or 3 payments, just to kind of get a secured tenant, especially if you know that they're going to be good and they have decent credit score, just they don't have the cash flow. We're going to try to like secure that tenant, and then obviously build them up and help us maintain the property with a full-time tenant in it. That's the goal. With that said, it's like in the contracts we specifically, we want to have at least first month payment at time of signing. So once you execute the contract, we want to collect cash. Why? Because that's like you can have a written agreement, but without any tender passing passing hands of sentiment of value, that's not a legal contract. You can fight it. I know there's ways that you can legally bind a contract, but with just not even written, just basically voicing your voicing an agreement. But ultimately, to have a real legal agreement, you got to pass tender, something of value through one party to the other, and that's what it is. We had a great tenant. Cash didn't come in, so I'm not going to put our clients at jeopardy just to say we have another one leased out, because we'd have maybe 2 to 3 weeks off the market and maybe jeopardize the deal. So what you do as soon as the money doesn't come in, you send basically a notice that you're in. Obviously, you're in breach of contract, and we're going to break the contract. If anything changes in the future, or ultimately you gather your cash, that contract's still there for you. We can reignite it, we'll re-sign it, and away we go. But ultimately, like that, we have to keep trucking along, because that's just the name of the game. The more lures you have in different ponds is how you're going to win the game, the fishing game. That's exactly what real estate is. But that's pretty much it. Have a great day. We will talk soon. Bye-bye.